My name is Seema Chowdhury and I'm the Director for Center for Learning and Teaching Excellence at ISB. We're going to be talking with Professor Anand Nandakumar about an experiment that he recently conducted in his classroom. Why should business schools really look at introducing AI or accelerating the use of AI in classrooms?
AI has seen a significant amount of development, especially over the last few years or so. And now AI is at a point in which it can actually act as a tutor for many students. So it has this ability of enhancing student learning experience in ways that we couldn't have imagined even a couple of years back.
I think that was something which was very startling, given the fact that one, there was no exam, which was something which made us cool. But at the end of the day, I think we realized that there was a lot of effort that we need to put in. Want to make sure that go through the entire course pack through the prompts itself was challenging, is what I realized.
Do you think using AI in classroom takes away the ability for students to think critically? Is it damaging them?
I think it's a double-edged sword, for sure. Some of the skills of simply being patient and looking for the punchline after wading through about 3 or 4 pages will probably go away, and maybe that's a valuable skill to have. Patience, as they say, is obviously a virtue.
We got 300 pages reading book for this one, and I think there were 2 other terms on which 300-page reading material was done. So it took me about 7 days to finish that reading material and then be prepared for the class. For this one, it was about 3 days.
What was the genesis behind this idea of a flipped classroom with an AI tutor? What did you really want to achieve with this?
There is this idea of learning that simply comes from asking questions. So I thought, why don't we flip this logic? The idea of learning by questioning, and the idea of, why don't we flip the classroom itself to have the students ask questions, let's say to a bot, so that they can learn from them, was essentially the genesis of what I was trying to achieve.
What was the most challenging part of designing a course with an AI tutor?
So with this AI tutor, given that these questions had to be planted up front, I had to really think hard about how I would do it. So I had to plan in my head and write down how I would teach a particular session, even prior to entering the classroom.
We just had to make sure we give it the right prompt, and even if in cases where it would not give you the answer in the first go, if you tell it that this is the way, or you give it the correct input, it gave you a desired output, and it helped me to at least summarize what I've learned and make sure what I understood out of the case was exactly what was the answer.
Is teaching with technology tools just a fad?
It's hard to tell. It's very difficult to answer whether it's a fad or whether it's something that would enhance their learning experiences. Over time, I suppose we will figure that out.
Things like prompt engineering plays a really crucial role in these cases.
AI tutor was bridging the gap between you being inquisitive and then you getting the answers.
Almost 150 students underwent this with you. Was there any 1 or 2 things that sort of stay with you, and when you go to teach the next 150, you'll make those changes? Anything that stood out? So
the great thing about the experiment that we did was that it provides lots of avenues for continuous learning. So that is something, in fact, that's something that I hadn't even thought of, even when we were trying to design the experiment. But after exposed the experiment, we were now able to figure out that there was wide variation in the prompts that worked versus not.
That was a very, very interesting conversation with Professor Anand. Hope to see you again.